Sunset in the DSRTs, the desert stretches endlessly, glowing orange under a burning sky. The sun is sinking fast. Slow caravan moves across the dunes, camels draped in red silk, armored guards leading them, and golden chests glimmering in. The last light. Two barefoot boys on a hilltop watch silently, awestruck. A breeze pushes sand across their feet. The camels leave deep tracks behind. No one speaks. The golden Syod inside a vast golden hall. Marble floors shine. Tall pillars reflect torchlight. Servants shuffle quietly, laying fruits, refilling wine, adjusting curtains. At the far end, Qarun sits on an elevated golden throne. He wears heavy jewelry, rings, necklaces, a crown of braided gold. He lifts a jeweled goblet without looking. A servant rushes and fills it with trembling hands. Qarun stares forward, still cold. A world Divya Deen, the crowded city below the palace. People haggle for bread. A woman pulls her hungry child close. A boy counts a few worn coins. Suddenly golden camels pass through the street. All heads turn. Everyone moves aside. Dust rises. The rich caravan rolls forward. Bystanders lower their eyes. Small child raises his hand. Caravan ignores him and moves on. Silence trails behind. A warning in the WIND. At the edge of the town. 5 men sit under a dry fig tree. Their clothes are patched. One is reading from an old scroll. Another sharpens a wooden walking stick. They speak in quiet tones. One man looks toward the golden palace's eyes narrow. He stands up slowly and begins to walk alone toward the city. Dust blows behind him. A palace in Suwa, Palamayon night falls. Inside the palace, music plays, string instruments, light drums, laughter echoes. Dancers twirl in jewel-colored veils. Golden lights flicker in oil lamps. Qarun watches from a balcony above it all, sipping. A servant whispers something. He waves him away, uninterested. He looks out toward the night sky. A shooting star crosses. Qarun smirks. Unease in the EARTH the next morning. The ground is dry. Wind howls. Horses refuse to move forward. Merchant drops a basket as the ground rumbles faintly. People stop in the street. A deep groan like something waking below. Birds scatter into the sky. Men look at each other. A child clutches his mother's leg. No one knows what to say. The earth's pianist outside Qarun's palace. The earth shakes violently. The marble cracks. Statues collapse. Creams rise as people run. Qarun appears at the top of the palace stairs, confused, then angry, then afraid. The ground splits. His guards fall in. Horses neigh and flee. The palace tilts. Gold spills. The sky darkens. SWILOWID, the earth splits wide beneath Qarun's feet. He clings to a pillar, yelling. The stone crumbles. Chests of gold and robes vanish into the pit. Servants scream and fall. The palace begins to sink. Qarun's final shout is drowned as he disappears. Into the earth, robes, crown, and all silence returns. After Ramada settles over the whole, nothing remains. The crowd gathers, wide-eyed and silent. A child cries softly. An old man removes his turban and kneels. Where once stood splendor and pride now, it's only cracked ground. A single gold coin rolls from the dust. It stops. Footprints in Duestitha. Silence after the sinking is absolute. A long shot reveals the crowd still frozen in place, eyes wide, dust clinging to their robes and skin. No one dares to speak. Then, a man steps back, slowly. His sandal leaves a print. In the fine sand, another woman follows, holding her crying child, looking back one last time at the empty crater. One by one, people turn away, faces pale, shoulders lowered. Their footsteps drag. The sounds of sandals brushing against the sand, soft crying, and wind picking up are all that remain as they walk. The wind grows stronger enough to begin erasing their footprints behind them. Only the hole remains silent, gaping, unfilled. The lingering coin beggar remains long after the others have left. He He's old, hunched, with a thin beard and trembling hands. He walks slowly to the edge of the crater. His eyes scan the cracked ground. A single gold coin lies half buried in the dust, glinting in the early sunlight. He kneels with difficulty, picks it up, stares at it. The wind tugs at his ragged shawl. He looks at the coin, and at the crater again. His fingers tighten, then release. He throws the coin into the pit. It clinks once, then disappears into the silence. He stands slowly and walks away, head lowered. The crater behind him is still and eternal. The last SERV anting side what remains of the palace ruins. Everything is shattered. Curtains hang torn. Gold leaf flakes off the walls. Dishes are broken. Sand has entered through cracked windows. A lone servant girl stands barefoot in the hallway. Frozen in her hands, she still holds a silver tray with a toppled cup, now empty. Her wide eyes stare at the destruction. A faint creaking sound echoes as a support beam groans under its own weight. Suddenly, a large piece of marble falls behind her with a thunderous crash. She gasps, drops the tray, it hits the floor, spinning once before stopping. She runs. Bare feet slap the marble. The hallway stretches endlessly as she escapes into the sunlight, leaving the palace behind forever. Musa walks AYF from the crater. Musa AS stands still on a rocky rise overlooking the land. His staff is planted firmly in the earth beside him. The wind pulls at his cloak. His face is unreadable, a mix of deep sorrow and solemn certainty. Behind him, his followers gather silently, waiting. He glances toward the horizon where Qarun once stood tall. His eyes lower. He turns. Each step he takes is deliberate, steady. The others follow, men, women, children. No fanfare. No words. Just the sound of the wind and shifting sand underfoot. Their path leads away from the ruins, away from wealth and toward light. The empty CHMBE are inside a large underground vault. The once famous treasure room. There is ruin. Chests have burst open. Golden coins are scattered across the floor like spilled seeds. Some have melted from the heat. Jewels sparkle in the dim light breaking through a cracked ceiling, but there is no movement. No guards, no laughter. A jackal enters cautiously, sniffing the air, steps lightly, avoiding gold as though it carries a curse. It pauses at an overturned throne, then exits into the tunnel it came from. Silence returns. A shaft of sunlight hits a silver mirror, which now reflects nothing but dust. Midnight DGZ and Gzai pale, crickets chirp. A lone man cloaked and hooded creeps toward the ruins with a shovel on his back. He looks over his shoulder repeatedly. Then he kneels and begins to dig, just at the edge of the sunken crater. His breath grows heavier as he shovels faster. He hits something at chest's corner, digs furiously. Hands bare now, gold flashing through the dirt. A faint rumble, freezes. Looks around. The ground beneath him shifts slightly. Cracks appear near his feet. His eyes widen. He leaps. Back, dropping the shovel. The crater exhales dust. Then, silence. He runs, leaving behind gold, shovel, and greed. The humble pyra before sunrise. An old man prepares for prayer in a tiny stone courtyard. The call to prayer has not yet begun. He washes with a clay jug of cold water, folds a simple cloth on the ground, and kneels. The stars are still above. The wind whistles through the alleyway. He raises his hands gently and bows. In a doorway, a child watches silently, a half-eaten date in his hand. The old man moves into sujud, forehead pressed against the earth. A faint smile touches his lips as his prayer ends. He sits quietly for a long moment, eyes closed, peaceful, not a coin in sight, but everything he needs. Child asks, "Father on Swarza?" Father and his young son walk along a hill overlooking the city. The boy kicks a small stone as they walk. He stops and looks at the distant ruins, barely visible now. Boy quietly, "Baba, where did the rich man go?" The father stops, follows his gaze. "Father, the earth swallowed him." "Boy, why would the earth do that?" The father kneels beside him, brushes dust from his cheek. Father, because the weight of pride sinks deeper than gold. Walk on, hand in hand. The market around as the city's bazaar opens under gray morning light. Merchants lay out woven cloth, dry figs, olives, out loud voices. No music. One merchant gives away bread to a hungry boy without asking for payment. Two women trade cloth for water, both smiling gently. Children run between stalls, laughter soft and free. A wealthy man walks through, wearing simple clothes this time, drops a coin in a beggar's bowl, and keeps walking. Everything is slower, quieter, kinder. Nightfall, a panoramic shot of the town under starlight. Torches flicker in homes. Smoke rises gently from clay chimneys. Laughter from a distant home, soft and warm. The ruins of Qarun's estate now lie flat and unmarked, a dark patch in the land. No signs, no guards, no markers. The sky above it is clear, moon high, stars scattered, then a breeze. It passes through, carrying dust across the broken stones, and the city sleeps. The forgotten gravy, a wide view of the landscape where Qarun's palace once stood, now just cracked, hardened earth. No flowers, no tombstone, no name. Crows circle overhead. The wind whistles through empty space. In the distance, travelers pass by on camels. They glance briefly toward the bare land, then look away. The wind carries dust across the site. The marks of the tragedy are almost gone, as though the land has erased him. He is buried, but not remembered. The untouched gold deep underground, in the darkness of earth. A cracked chest of gold lies untouched. Cobwebs stretch from coin to coin. Jewels sit uselessly in silence. A snake slithers across the treasure, indifferent. Time has no meaning here. No footsteps, no breath. Just cold wealth in eternal stillness, hoarded, hidden, and abandoned. Even the gold begins to tarnish. A boy builds a POY. In a sunlit courtyard, a small boy gathers sticks and clay. He carefully shapes a tiny house, then adds pebbles for walls. His younger sister watches, clapping happily. He gives her a handmade clay camel. They laugh as they play. There, mother watches from a doorway, smiling. There is no palace, no gold, no fine carpets, just warmth, love, and joy. An old SROL inn, a quiet study. An elderly man opens a worn leather scroll. The parchment crackles as he gently unrolls it. Inside, ancient writing glows in candlelight, telling the story of Qarun. He reads silently, then he closes the scroll. Wraps it again with care, returns it to a wooden shelf alongside other forgotten lessons. He blows out the candle. Darkness falls gently. Dust, an SKY final wide shot. A panoramic view of the same land, now empty. The wind moves through tall grass. A single bird flies across the sky. There is no palace, no nameplate, no monument, only dust and sky. As the camera slowly tilts upward, the clouds part. A beam of sunlight breaks through, falling on the earth where Qarun once stood. The wind carries a whisper of a lesson too, heavy for gold to hold, but clear to those who see, fade to black.